Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new record from Sisters of Suffocation, Humans Are Broken, out March 1st on Napalm Records. The album has 11 tracks and is 41 minutes in length. I know all of you are sitting down ready for me to talk about some old school death metal. And in part, that's what I'm going to be talking about, but that's not just it. This record is more than just old school death metal. Now, I'll give you this much. The bone structure, the DNA, the spinal cord, if you will, of this record is without a doubt old school death metal. But they included certain elements into their songs and to this overall record that really gives this album a little bit more than just that. This is a lot more than just a pure and simple death metal album. There are other influences at play that really give the album a more unique and diverse sound. Now, if you want to go more into that sound, into that diverse sound, to me there are three key elements that really allow this album to be a death metal album, but with a little bit of a twist. A lime twist, if you will. And those three key elements are the vocals, the guitars, and the drums. To me, these are the three main elements of this record that really determine the sound, the structure, the overall feel and vibe, the atmosphere of the record, but also influence the way the lyrics come across on this album. Without these three elements, this album would sound nothing like the way it is. It would be a completely different animal. But I really feel like these three are the three strings that keep pulling and moving the whole album. From song 1 to song 11, this album is dictated in part by these three elements. Now, let's break those down. As far as vocals are concerned, I was completely blown away that they used some clean vocals on this record. I was not expecting them to go with any clean vocals whatsoever. They did use clean vocals sporadic throughout the album in a couple of songs that really worked well. And they worked well from two different perspectives. One, they gave the album a little bit more of a progressive vibe to it, specifically in those songs. What that did was it broke the monotony of the record. You don't have a death metal, pure death metal album from song 1 to song 11. Now what you have is a death metal album with some progressive, even atmospheric elements in it. And that is enough of a twist to keep you on your toes and to keep you engaged with the listening experience of this record. I really like that. On the other side of using the clean vocals, I like how they used them. They didn't go overboard, they used them sporadic throughout the album, but the combination of the clean vocals with the harsh vocals to me was really what worked. I really enjoyed the clean vocals on this album because they enhanced the harsh vocals. They added atmosphere, they added progressive elements. They really enhanced the lyrics of the album, the message, the story that the song was trying to tell you. All of these things were only possible by those sprinkles of clean vocals. So from that perspective, it was a really welcome experience as far as I'm concerned, using them on this record. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. It gave a different spin to the album. From a guitar sound, very similar to what the clean vocals did. From a vocal perspective, the guitar sound on this album has some eclectic moments. Overall, very heavy, very dynamic, pretty much your traditional guitar sound from a death metal perspective. But there are some twists. They included a lot of melodies on this record, specifically from a guitar's perspective, that really gave a more progressive sound as well, but also an atmospheric sound. What the clean vocals did from the vocal perspective, the guitars also had the same kind of influences. So you have this dynamic that really works well in certain songs where you have moments of the song that are more death metal in nature, and then you have moments of the song that are more progressive and atmospheric in nature. I really like that. I really like the melody that the guitars brought to the forefront in a lot of the songs. It was not just heavy for the sake of being heavy. The riffs were not just heavy because they had to be heavy. No, they were heavy when they needed to be, but they were also melodic when the song really called for it. And that dynamic really worked well for this band on this record. Last but not least, drums. I really feel like I have to mention the drum track on this album because I was really impressed with how aggressive, how heavy it was. It really set the tempos and set the momentum of the songs. But not only that, it was really heavy when it needed to be. It really gave the certain songs a huge push, and they were really on the forefront on most of the tracks. I really enjoyed the tracks that included a lot of heavy drum portions in it. Sometimes they got pushed to the background because you don't want them to be in the forefront to overshadow everything that's in that song. But Any song on this record, you can pick any song on this record and you're going to be impressed with the drums on it. I really enjoyed it. I liked what they did. I liked the dynamic that gave to the songs, but more important, I really like the heaviness. The heaviness of the drum track on this album is absolutely amazing. I really liked it. It gave the songs a lot of extra volume. It made the songs feel bigger, thicker, more powerful, and that is absolutely key on any death metal album, but specifically on an album that's also going to include a lot of progressive and atmospheric elements in it. Now, as far as overall songs, I don't want to talk about the singles, so I've picked 3 different songs that I feel that really encompass this whole record. First is War in My Head. I absolutely love this song. From the moment that I sat down to listen to the record, this was the first song that really captivated me, that really grabbed my attention. This song really blends old school death metal with a more progressive death metal, even technical death metal at some points in time. It's really a song that combines all of these styles, and perhaps one of the songs that better describes the whole overall vibe and feel of the record. It's a song that really has 2 very distinctive moments. It has a more heavier moment, and then there's a more progressive melodic moment. The guitar melody on this specific song is absolutely incredible. I really love the melody that the guitars have on this track, specifically during those more melodic portions of the song, and how they tag along with the clean vocals. This is one of the songs that uses some clean vocals. I love how the more melodic guitar sound tags along with the clean vocals to really create a really progressive atmospheric vibe to the song. And like I said, this is a song that really combines these 2 worlds, the more traditional death metal sound with the more progressive, even technical death metal sound that this album really has to offer. This song is perhaps the best song to describe the overall record. I love it, my favorite on the record. Another song that I want to mention to you guys is Liar. This is one of the more melodic, atmospheric songs, if you will. It's not, this one doesn't offer as much of a combination of sound as War in My Head does. This is a more overall, if you're looking at the song as a whole, this is a more melodic, atmospheric song without a doubt. Great guitar riff to start off the song, and staying with that riff is really key because that riff really stays with the song throughout. And then you have the harsh vocals coming in, and it really adds to that whole melodic riff. Having that melodic riff in the background with the harsh vocals add some needed heaviness to the song. You're not getting the heaviness necessarily from the drums or from the guitars, you're really getting it from the vocals. So having that combination is really important, really key for a song like this to work. There are alternating moments within the song that offer a little bit more of melancholy, and there's some moments that are just pure death metal aggression. So you get a little bit of these 2 worlds combined into one song. Not as predominant, they're not as visible, if you will, as War in My Head, but they're there and they're still very distinctive in nature, and you can really tell when you have these 2 kind of fighting for supremacy within the same song. I also like the way they finish the song. They finish the song in the more melodic style, almost coming full circle, because the song starts with a very melodic guitar riff in a very melodic nature, and then it ends with that same kind of guitar riff ending the song. So it's almost like the song came full circle. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a really nice touch. Last but not least, The Objective. This one starts also with a melodic, absolutely delicious melodic guitar riff. This song starts, but the aggression kicks in and the drums kick in, and this track has some of the heavier drums on the album. I really enjoy the sound of the drums, the purpose that the drums gave to this song, the sense of taking the song away and taking it into a completely different direction. I really enjoyed that. When you combine that with a more heavier riffs on the guitar side, you really have a song that carries a lot of volume, that has a lot of volume. Vocally, this song had harsh vocals throughout, but there are some clean vocals sprinkled in. Not too much, just enough. And the way they did it as layers. So you still have the harsh vocals as the bass line of the song. You have some clean vocals, specifically in the chorus, being sprinkled in almost to add layers to it, to add volume to it. And to me, that created a very unique chorus, a very unique and catchy chorus that really was the lifeline of the song. You're listening to this song, and the whole time you're almost hoping that that chorus comes back again, because that chorus, it has a really strange but yet beautiful nature to it. And I think it's only possible with the layering of the vocals, by having harsh vocals and clean vocals working together and different layers to create volume, to create a sense of presence. I really like that. I like how they blended them in, almost giving that chorus a sense of pure evil. It just almost gave you a sense of being uneasy with the whole situation. Having said that, as you're listening to the song, you're always hoping that that chorus comes back again, because it's so contagious. It just sticks with you. I really enjoyed it. I like how they work the clean vocals into this track, because this is a very heavy track, but I like how they incorporate them without taking away the heaviness from the song. Because when you have a heavy song and you have harsh vocals throughout, and then you sprinkle in some clean vocals, it's important that you do it in a way that is not going to take away from the heaviness, because the heaviness of this song is really the main purpose of the song. It really gives the song a sense of path. It gives it a path, gives it a starting point and an end point. So it's really important that if you're going to use some clean vocals on a song that has this kind of a structure, this kind of a feel, that you do it in a way that it's balanced and it's not going to remove away the heaviness that the song has. This is it. This is Sisters of Suffocation, Humans Are Broken, out March 1st on Napalm Records. Like I said, an old school death metal record with a lot of progressive and atmospheric elements in it. Even I would say some technical death metal sound to it. It's very diverse within that genre. It really offers a little bit of a different look at the band. It really offers something different. And the main thing for me is it doesn't become monotonous. It really allows for the listener to really be engaged song after song. Really enjoyed it. It was a really good listen. Now I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys have to say about Sisters of Suffocation? What do you guys have to say about the album, about the singles that were released already? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.